It's Apex Legends Season 6, and I have the best settings for you in this video. Let's do it. Welcome back, Warriors, to another Apex Legends video. Today, I have for you my Season 6 Apex Legends settings for both console and PC. Now, my settings have changed a lot since my last video, but we're going to get into that all in this video. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and join the Warriors so you don't miss out on all the tips and tricks to improve your Apex Legends gameplay. Now, let's get right into it. All right, guys, welcome back. So, today, I have for you my Season 6 Apex Legends settings. So, a lot has changed since my last video. I did the best ALC settings or advanced look controls for Apex Legends. Now, I've incorporated those on both my PC account and my PS4 account. My names will be linked down in the description below, guys. But we're back on my PS4 account, and I'm just going to show you what my settings would be for PC when we get to it. But we're going to go into this and break everything down. So let's go ahead and hop into settings, guys. Now, I'm not going to go into full detail on everything, but maybe just the most important stuff. But not as far as the gameplay and video and audio settings, these really haven't changed too much from my last video, but I do want to touch on these again. The biggest things is going to be down into the sensitivity and whatnot under my controller. So going over the biggest things is crosshair damage feedback, X with shield icon. You just want this. It shows what level shield that they have, what color it is, and then it gives you an X for when you have your hit markers. Okay, guys, so make sure this is on. This is very important information to have when you're fighting, you know, an enemy. So it tells you what color shields they have, and it shows the X on the crosshair to you know, tell you that you hit them. So on top of that, damage numbers. A buddy of mine that I recently started playing with on PC had this on floating, and he had trouble, you know, and it's not a bash against him, but he had a lot of trouble with calculating how much damage he was actually doing. I had him change it to stacking, and it's helped him out immensely. So, guys, put this on stacking. The reason why is because when you're hitting somebody with, let's say, 10 bullets, right, or 5 bullets, it's going to give you the total number of damage that you've done with those 10 bullets or 5 bullets or however many hits that you got with that, you know, that shot. And this can help you tell your teammates, hey, I did 90 damage to him, crack the shield, or I'm doing, oh, I did 16 flesh, whatever the case may be. Put it on stacking, guys. It's going to change your life. I've seen some people, you know, in some videos or clips use both. That's insane. It takes up way too much of the screen, guys. I advise just keeping on stacking. Doesn't take too much of the screen and gives you an exact number, okay? Obituaries on. I just like that. Weapon cycle, auto cycle. This is the other big one. When you run out of ammo, it automatically switches to your next gun. Now, when you have this on, keep in mind that you have to be completely out of ammo. Not just, oh, hey, I shot all 8 shots of my wingman, and instead of reloading, it should auto swap to my other gun. No, you have to be completely out of ammo. That means out of the gun and everything in your reserve. So you have to be completely out of ammo, and this will auto swap when your ammo is out. Very huge, very huge. Next, incoming feedback 3D, streamer mode on and off if you want it. Totally up to you. I use my use of sharing on. I want to be able to give Respawn all the information that they need to help make this game a lot better. Okay, colorblind, accessibility stuff, all the same, guys. I'm a video. I have changed my field of view. I used to play on 110, but now I changed it down to 104. The sweet spot for me is anywhere between really 90 and 110. I would start at 90, guys, and just keep going up. A lot of people play on 110. That's totally up to you. For me, my perfect sweet spot was 104. I've messed around with this all last season to try to figure out what my perfect field of view is. For me, it's 104, guys. Feel free to try it out. Let me know down in the comments how it works out for you. But yeah, definitely mess around with this. Start with 90 and just go up with small increments. Sprint to view shade, guys. This should be off. Audio, master sound effect volume 100%. You need to have that. A lot's going on with Apex right now with the sound cues, so a lot of it is getting drowned out, or you're just not hearing footsteps, or the big energy guns right now are not, you're not hearing them, you know, start to shoot you or charge up. So this is a big issue, but make sure you have your sound effect volumes on. I like music on for just, you know, like lobby music or music volume for in the background when I'm talking to people in between games and stuff. So you can feel free to copy these settings. But now let's hop into the cream of the crop, guys. The cream of the crop. Okay, button layout. My sensitivity. Now we're going to break a lot of this down. Sensitivity, I have it on default. It's the same thing I use for PC, all default. Okay, now if you're one of those guys that plays claw because you don't have a scuff like I do, I have a Vantage 2 scuff controller. I'm definitely thinking about going back to an impact, although I do like the buttons on the side. The biggest thing for me is the grips on the back, but I use default because I have a scuff. I can you know, reconfigure buttons on here. But if you don't have one, definitely do bumper jumper. You can hit L1 to jump, or if you do play claw, you could play default and just play claw, and that'll help you out a lot. A grenader is also really good if you're one of those kind of players. Ninja kind of helps too if you want to change your pinwheel and stuff, but I definitely advise bumper jumper if you don't have a scuff or anything with paddles. But if you do play claw, you could use either one, bumper jumper or default, depending on what your style of play is, guys. But stick layout, default. If you do want to swap these around, feel free. If you're a southpaw guy, feel free. But otherwise, mine's on default. Interact and reload button is always tap to use and reload. I did have this hold to use for a while, then tap to reload, and then I tried out tap to use and hold to reload, but it just was too much. Tap, much faster for everything. Okay, guys? Crouch button, toggle, always toggle. If you have it on hold, it does make what little bee hopping we already have easier, but I use toggle. I don't want to have to hold this when I'm crouching behind stuff. You know, if I'm trying to heal or I'm trying to reload, you know, I'm focused on other things happening. I don't want to be having to hold down a button while I'm trying to do all this other stuff. Toggle is just much easier. Aim button, always hold, guys. Should never be toggle. Now, L2 and R2 dead zone buttons, okay? Now, I had this at max for a while, but then I realized through some testing that the higher this is, the more pressure and harder you, like, essentially, the more you have to push down for this before it goes in. So if you have it on none, you start to press this, it's a little pressure or a little bit of push before it starts to ADS. Okay, so have this on none. If you have it on default or moderate, that's why default's the second one up. If you're having some issues with your things or you have the extended triggers and you want to just pull it down, it does take it longer to ADS or go into that effect. So have this on none. This is just how sensitive it is for you to ADS. If you have it on none, it only takes a little bit of pressure, then you instantly ADS, and then you can you know, do your fight. So definitely put that on none. Now, menu cursor speed along with sensitivity that we're going to get into is completely subjective. All right, guys. This took a little while to kind of adjust with both console and PC. Now, I always advise starting right at the very edge of where the L2, R2 dead zone buttons is none. That's a good starting point, and then you just go up. For me, it's halfway through the first bar. I've gotten very comfortable with this. So at this speed, it allows me just to go in, easily armor swap at a fast pace and then get back into the fight. Some people have this higher, some people have this lower for concentration issues, but definitely start here and then just go up. But if you want to copy mine's at the very edge of the bar and then I go up 2. All right, so now let's get into look sensitivity, probably the biggest reason why you guys clicked on this video. Okay, so look sensitivity, as you guys know, I did have my ALC settings, which I'll go down, and I do still have them set up. Okay, this is what I was playing on before going back. Now, the biggest reason why I switched is because it just didn't feel comfortable in the end. I still felt like I was missing shots at the medium range distances more consistently. My longer range shots, though, with like the G7 was much better. It was way better than it used to be, but I still felt like that the medium gun range fights I was losing on a more consistent basis. Now, the short range gunfights, the up close stuff, it was about the same. So, but I wanted to be able to use, you know, with the current gun meta now, I wanted to be able to use like the R3 very effectively. I want to be able to use the Havoc with the turbocharger. I want to be able to use the Hemlock and just destroy people at the medium ranges. So that's why I went back. Now, for me, my sensitivity look around is 5. Okay, on PC it's 6. Okay, on PC it's 6, on console it's 5. My ADS sensitivity on PC is 4, and then on console it's 3. This used to be 4, but then I felt like I was losing, you know, or I was missing too many shots close range. Okay, so I put it back down to default. Now, my look sensitivity, guys, if you start at default, I always advise going up to at least 4, if not 5. I would stay somewhere between 4 and 6. For a look sensitivity. This just feels really good. Mine's in the middle. This allows you to whip back and forth really, really good. If it's too slow, you know, you're going to have a hard time tracking people. You know, you're going to have a hard time, maybe not tracking people, I'm sorry, but you're going to have a hard time just trying to whip around, look around, and move effectively. So you want to be able to whip and slide jump, or whatever the case is, wall jump. So I have mine on 5. I would definitely advise everybody to start at 4 and just go up from there. ADS sensitivity, again, mine is default 3. You will see all the pros. There is not a lot of pros that are super high 6 or even 5. A lot of pros are at 4 or 3, especially if they're on the controller. On PC, it's the same thing. I know a lot of pros are 4.4 on PC, or they're 5.4 on PC. Mine's default on PC. Again, guys, it is 4. The reason for this is the mid to long range gunfights are much easier to control that recoil, and then up close you don't have any issues. This also helps you with just tracking. Okay, tracking, there's not a lot of movement in Apex Legends as far as tracking. There's only a certain amount of moves you can do, but having it at default is, for me, just works. Okay, now if you're having trouble, you know, tracking people, definitely go up. If you're having trouble keeping up or keeping ahead, or you can't stay on track, please go up. Okay. Now, also with the look sensitivity, guys, I almost forgot. The reason it's here in the middle is that this is just a really good feel for when you hip fire. Hip firing for me at 5 is really easy. I don't miss a lot of shots when I'm hip firing and swaying back and forth. So, again, guys, this is all subjective. You're going to change this depending on your stuff. But if you did follow my ALC settings in that last video and you're checking this one out, this is what I'm currently using, and I probably won't use anything else for the rest of the season unless something drastic changes. Per optic settings, I just have them as the same. I don't go per optic on anything, but if I did, this is what I would do. Times 6 and higher is just, you need it to be faster, but otherwise I keep everything the same. Response curve, classic. Okay, I did try linear for a long time with these same settings in my testing. I didn't use fine aim, steady, or high velocity, but if you do like those, feel free to try them out. But linear and classic are probably the last two that you're going to pick through. For me, linear just felt, you know, really good, but I just felt classic respawn with these settings was the way to go. If you're having any other issues with your response curve, guys, and you want to change it, the raw input linear with these is really nice along with the aim assist, but between these two, I would pick classic, man. Look dead zone is the same as your L2, R2 button dead zones, but if your person is looking around without you touching the stick, you need to move this up. If you have it on none and he's not really moving around, keep it on none. I have mine on small just because that's the default, and I've never really had an issue. I've never really turned it down, but a smaller dead zone allows for a better aim control. So I don't have this on none, but I have it on small. Movement dead zone, always small, guys. You don't want to have any issues with your movement. Vibration, always off. Okay, so guys, those are my Apex Legends Season 6 console and PC settings. Feel free to go back, pause the video, copy what I have if you like it, try it out. Let me know down in the comment section how well that works for you, or what's different from my settings to your current settings, or what settings that you like to use, or what you're trying to improve on. Let me know down in the comments. I can try to help you guys out and answer those. Also, guys, if you are enjoying these videos, make sure to drop a like, guys. I really do appreciate all the support. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and join the Warriors so you guys get all the tips and tricks to improve your Apex Legends gameplay. And as for me, Warlog, as always, guys, stay gaming. I'll catch you in the Apex games. Peace.